It's time for the grand tour for EZA AGL Trunks. How's it, everybody? Celtic here. We are back for another Dokkan Battle video. In today's video, we are kicking off the grand tour for the AGL Trunks, but we're going to try a little different formatting. We're going to talk a little bit about the unit, and then we're going to jump into the showcase stages, right? Figured make this a little more unique than some of the other showcases, I guess, long videos that people do about these characters. So, starting with the character, I want to highlight a few things in the passive. I'm not going to fully break down everything he's doing because we did that in his initial showcase, which I will link in the description down below. But the things I want to highlight here for understanding like how to utilize this character properly. So with Trunks, the main things you want to be focusing on are getting the ability to launch these additional attacks, which is pretty easy to do, but it does mean you need to be in slot 2 or slot 3. Slot 1 is a high risk as he has pretty low defense. Is definitely slot 2. But if he is able to do that, for every attack and super attack he performs, he basically gets up to 95% dodge. This makes him like an excellent slot 1 or slot 2 character. And in fact, post super, his defense tends to be good enough to survive most normals. Stands a fully built Rose or something, or type disadvantage against Zamas, right? Which, I mean, natural with a character without guard, right? But he has a pretty high chance to dodge if he gets off all his supers. Like, even if he doesn't super, even if he only gets the 1 super attack, which is not possible, right? But even if he only gets the 1, that's still a 60% chance to dodge, right? Off of that. Plus, right, he's still going to be doing 4 more attacks, maybe not supers, which is still going to get him another 20% off of this part of his passive. So just understanding that, right, no matter what he's doing, whether he supers or whether he attacks, he's going to be increasing dodge up to 95% essentially. Plus, he has a few guarantees in here. So, added to that, he is a support type character. And one thing I do want to note is he currently doesn't have any 220% leads aside from the tech of Vegito. So this showcase is going to be showing him mostly on a 170, which I do not like. I'm going to get this out the way first off. So throughout this video, we are going to tackle pretty much all of the major hard fights, right? We're going to tackle the special battle, probably just the Rose stage, because that's the stage that everybody whined about, that he was going to struggle with. So we're probably just going to tackle the Rose stage here. We're going to tackle Supreme Magnificent Battle against the hybrids, the final stage here against Goten, Trunks, and Gohan. And then we're going to tackle the Diamond stage against Tamagami number 1, right? Stage 3 here. This one is going to be incredibly difficult since the entire fight is 1 phase, 1 to 2 turns, and cancels dodge. We will tackle the Broly stage just so you can kind of see how he does there. After all, we do have missions that he might be able to help with. And then, of course, the Cataclysmic Giant Form Clash. We'll probably just focus on the final stage against the Grade 8 Bardox here. So with that in mind, this is what we're working with. For the most part, for most of these events, because aside from Broly, most of these are short events, we will be spending most of our time with the base Trunks. That's another thing. There are other long events which we'll do in another video, but this video is going to be mostly focused on those short events. So we might only have 1 or 2 turns here where we actually get to see Super Saiyan Trunks. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and let's hop on into the first showcase here. So we're going to go ahead and load up against Rose and Zamas here. And for this first round, I'm going to do the hybrids. And the reason I'm doing the hybrids, even though he does bring down Gohan just a smidge, is that I want you to understand why Trunks doesn't function on the 2 major, because everybody's doing showcases of this guy on... Everybody's doing showcases of him on like Vegito's team or on Goku and Vegeta STR's team. And while those are great, they can work. They have a lot of strong options, right? The Fused Fighter Pure Saiyans teams are more or less tapped out on support. They have very minimal support, which Trunks is a character, because his phase 1 is, or his phase 2 passive is designed the way it is, he actually gets a ton of help. Oof, we missed the AoE. He actually gets a ton of help from support on his phase 2 passive, like what you see right here, right? every other showcase you guys saw here, you watch people repeatedly die to that AoE. But on the hybrids team, where there's added support and characters who are giving damage reduction support, he has utility from these teams to be utilized. Is it the best? No, but there's a lot of other characters who also take a lot of damage from that AoE too. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Does it suck we missed the coin flip? Yeah, it kind of does. It means we're working at a deficit from this point forward. It does also mean next time AGL Gohan comes on, we can pop his active and get the guard for 2 turns. So there's also that. So now, by nature of being on the 170 instead of the 220, despite the support, we're still going to be a little bit low offensively. The other major problem with Trunks right now is the lack of good link partners. And that's just... Trunks is another one of those characters like Pycon. Like, unless he starts as Super Saiyan, he's got... his links are strange. He pretty much only links with other Trunkses. It's not the case for a lot of other, like, Super Saiyan Trunkses, for example. So there we go. Look at that. And then, so you see what I'm talking. So here's the super from Rose. So you see what I'm talking about. Like, here we have over an 80% chance to dodge, and we did proc it. Perfect. And then now we get Kid Goku gonna go ahead and do his thing here. Perfect. All right, we get another super here. So the main thing here is going to be dropping the Moss down, right? Obviously. So I did talk about this in his showcase and in his detail overview that he just... This is the fight he struggles the most with. Not because of... I mean, well, it's... I mean, well, let's be frank, it's because of the locking and the AoE. If it wasn't for that, really? Goten and Trunks really went for those tech orbs there, didn't they? Wow. Okay. Okay, well, we still got a decent amount. 9 here is still pretty good. I don't like hitting Gohan's passive, though, right? His below 58% passive. I don't like hitting that on turn 2 before we stacked up, but is what it is. It is the nature of this fight. If it wasn't Trunks that took the damage, somebody would have taken it, right? But, I mean, yeah, again, this is his weakness. This fight is his weakness, and that's why I wanted to start with it, right? Because this is arguably his worst fight, just simply due to the nature of the locking and everything else. All right, nice. So we've actually pretty much almost dropped some moss here. I like this. Okay, so how much is Gohan gonna do here? I think he's gonna chuck out like 50 million. That's what I expected. And so yeah, that's with the below 58%. So we lost that part of the passive, which, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it does kind of suck. Defense drop does help a little bit though. Excellent. Okay. Perfect. Alright. And Goten and Trunks, assuming they don't drop the ball here, are more than likely to drop Zama's. Unless they don't crit. Oh, there we go. He's down. Okay, and so now we're going to start attacking Rose, which means we're going to start building Rose. Now, this is where things are going to start getting dangerous for Trunks here in this fight. Again, he's relying on that raw defense, and Rose can build up pretty quick. But remember, Trunks transformed. Well, we're not transformed yet, so right now we've got to rely on that dodge. But transformed, he can get up to 9 million defense if we proc all of his supers. So that's also good. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna proc Gohan's active here, right? So we get that extra defense and support for the turn, along with the guard. So that'll help. And this is the friend. So this is the friend Goten and Trunks, and they're 55%. So there's a pretty high likelihood this isn't gonna do anything. Pretty high likelihood. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop Trunks here in front. That way we don't build him as much before letting Goten and Trunks attack. And then we'll go ahead and we'll float off Gohan. Now, a little worried about how much damage Gohan's going to take here, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, so, not linking that well with Goten and Trunks, but he does link better when he's transformed, actually. They're one of his better link partners once transformed. The problem is while he's in base, right? And that's his main issue, right? He looks as bad as he does in base, like no good link partners. There we go. All right, we get an additional super here. All right, there's a normal. All right, and we dodge it. Oh, here comes the super. And we get dodge. Perfect. Again, right? That build up on dodge post super is really nice, right? It is a neat effect. I do like it. Would prefer it if it was damage reduction, given how high his defense can get. But, I mean, well, not the end of the world. I do agree that I think he maybe should have had, right? Since AoEs are his weakness, they should have given him like guard for 4 turns or something, or right, just to mitigate that a little bit, or like maybe like 60% damage reduction before attack. Like something would have been nice. I agree, right? Like, I think people misconstrue the things that I've been talking about this character. Is that like, it's not that I don't think there are improvements that can be made. I just don't think I think that people are overplaying the downsides here. As you can see, like we're coasting through this fight pretty easily. I should add. We are coasting through this fight. And that's because, again, the point I wanted to make about this is like every team besides the Fused Fighters team, I said this again earlier, is like every team besides the Fused Fighters teams is chock full of support. Right? There's just so... Oh, wow. Okay, maybe we should have put Gohan in front. All right, whatever. Oof. Okay, well, at least we'll still get his support up here. Maybe we should put Gohan in front. Yeah, definitely should put Gohan in front. But yeah, most teams outside of the GDC LR and 10-year anniversary teams are chock full of support. You look at Baby's team, look at the Hybrids team, look at Android 16's team, look at Tao's team, look at Kid Goku's team. These teams are all designed around where every member of the team is supporting each other in some way. And that's just simply, even Gogeta's team, right? If you focus on solely his GT Heroes side, right, instead of putting him on the blues, the entire team is supporting each other in some way. Like there's crit support, there's attack and defense support, and it's all working in tandem with each other, which doesn't really exist on the Fused Fighters team, right? Your primary characters that you're going to be using don't really offer support. Goku and Vegeta only offer support through their super attack effect. They're only supporting future Saga allies after turn 5, and you use... Oh, wow. Oh, dude, double did it. God, I love you. Tech Gohan. Way to go. Oof. At least he lived. That's good. But, I mean, this just goes more to about what I was talking about, right? Like, the support that the team offers is just phenomenal, right? Everybody works so well together that they're helping each other out, right? Kid Goku only got 5 orbs, but because he got his 5 orbs in the 3rd slot for us, he gave us that extra damage reduction and that extra support, which is helping them. And so, would you look at that? Unintentionally, we were actually able to transform Trunks. I wasn't planning on transforming him here, but hey, we'll take the W. Okay, so, we're gonna go ahead. Yeah, we're gonna put them in slot 1, because that's our... Yeah, we do want to get the most out of them. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. And then we get those AGL orbs. Perfect. Yeah, so we're probably going to kill with the Goten and Trunks, and that's fine, right? If I see that there's an attack there in slot 1, why would I risk putting 50% in front when I have a character who has 80% or greater, right? There we go. Yeah, and they're going to drop rows, right? Like, that just seems silly, right? And I know people are like, well, you should have seen what was going to happen. I was like, yeah, I know what's going to happen. Either A, we're going to get a 50% dodge, or B, we're going to die, right? Why would I do that? The point of the game is to win, not to lose. It's right? It seems silly. And so there we go. There is Rose. That's round 1 down. No problems. This was, I think, our second try. And the first try, I actually used the Blues team. And then I switched to this team because I was like, hey, I want to see how the hybrids do here. They do all right. They do all right. Honestly, outside of long events where I can set up silly shenanigans with like Daima Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Goku, for Trunks, outside of silly shenanigans, I like this team better for Trunks. And I'm probably going to like his Android Cell Saga team better when it drops for part 2 next week. It's, again, teams are designed to work together. He doesn't really work on those other teams. So I like here where he's, while he's not linking, he's at least helping out and getting supported by other characters on the team. So let's go ahead, let's pause, and let's come to the next event. I think, why don't we hop into Broly? All right, so we are loaded here in Broly, and we're using the exact team I just told you. It doesn't really, it's not that he doesn't work. Okay, let me clarify that. It's not that he doesn't work. It's just that, you know, again, he's being supported by Goku. That's basically it. He's being supported by Goku, and that's basically it. Which isn't good overall, right? Like, you want these teams that are giving everybody every kind of support all the time. So lucky us, we are able to put him in slot 1 here and get a couple of attacks off, and then allow our Goku to put slot 2. Now, if you know, we could have switched that up, right? If there were attacks in slot 1, then I would have just left the 4s on here, right? It's that's the other thing about using this character. Like, I'm just gonna point out things as I see them, right? Like with him, you gotta pay attention to how you're playing, right? And who on the rotation with you, right? You might have to float him. That might be the best play, right? You don't have to keep the unit on if it means costing you the turn. So, right? If I had to float him here because it was going to be better to put the 4s in front, then I would have done so. But since I don't have to, I can just keep him here, and then on the next turn I can rotate the Blues. It's probably better I do that anyways, because if I don't, I run the risk of him getting locked in slot 1 when things come back. Second phase, which obviously we not want. So. All right, here we go. And there goes the Super on Tech Goku. Excellent. Okay. All right, the 4s are doing their job nicely here. Alrighty, perfect. Okay, so I'm thinking we gotta time this right, because I do also want to do the Gogeta turn here. All right. Yeah. Let's do Gogeta in front. This way, this AGL Gogeta can get some build up in slot 2 here. Well, actually, he might not even. But well, let's see. There we go. So you will notice we do not have 4 GT hero or 3 GT heroes on the team, which means we actually don't have Gogeta's passive up. AGL Gogeta's. So he's actually not getting that entrance passive, which I didn't really see it as that big of a deal, honestly, because it's going to be, like, it's not like we're going to have it in the final phase when we actually need it. But on other teams we're going to set up, we will have it active, which that extra support that he gives all allies during his entrance it'll actually help Trunks a little bit. It will. So yeah, there we go. Excellent. Okay, so blues aren't getting that much attack, but at least we'll get this. So excellent. Perfect. All right, so now round 2. Yep, that's about what I expected, which means we'll probably hit Goku. I mean, I know he can live a super. I don't want him to, though, because it's a lot of damage. But, I mean, ain't much we could do about it. He's locked in slot 1. And there it goes. Oof. Yeah, this is going to do a bit. 380k. All right, so we're about half our health down, but now we're good. We're going to start building his offense here. And... well, okay, so post-super, Trunks should be able to survive the normals here, even if we fail our dodge, so I'm not too concerned about that. Actually, I'm not too concerned about the rest of this. Since we already took the super, the rest of the rotation is fine. Yeah, there we go. So, let's see here. Excellent, we get another super. Yeah, so what I expect is, like, if we get this guy on a 220, he is on the 220 right now, and actually I think he's getting defensive support right now. He's actually getting double defensive support right now from both Gokus, which will be helpful. But what I expect to see is if they, I could be wrong here, but if they build the part 2 similar to the LR hybrids or to Baby or 16's team, I expect to see a lot of juice coming. I expect to see a lot of juice coming Trunks' way. I don't expect his offense on, turn 1 and 2 to shoot through the roof. Probably at best. I mean, even like super juicing up right now on the team that we can do it, you're probably not going to see more than 16 or 18 mil, I think, on his on his first couple of supers in base. I think where it's really going to come into play is in those long events where you're going to be able to see Super Saiyan, where we're really going to see him come into himself, because he's already, right, in Super Saiyan, he's already on par with most of the other TURs, right? His damage actually better overall than STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I think obviously it's not better than the androids, because the androids have a nuking passive. There we go. Gogeta's still in slot 1, should work here. But yeah, so obviously the androids are going to be able to out damage them. Well, they can do up to 3 supers. This is orb dependent, really. Right, because a max Trunks turn is a max Trunks turn without any AGL Gogeta shenanigans, like 140, I think. If you get all of his supers. No, I think it's more than that. I remember the rainbow calcs. It's a little more than that. So yeah, I think overall, right, if you were to proc all the android supers and let's say 10 orbs, yeah, they would probably outdamage him. Which, well, yeah, they would. But it's not, again, it's not the end of the world, right? They have a nuking foul passive, but he matches SDR Super Saiyan 4 Goku for damage. In Gogeta, once fully built up, if you're within your 8 turns, I don't think you're matching him in damage, right? I think he outdamages him. Okay, I know he does. All right, but otherwise, outside of those top 3 damaging units, right, he's pretty much on par with the rest of the TURs, unless you're letting Baby stack for 70 turns in Festival. Oh, what happened? Oh, that was weird. Okay. All right. So, yeah, unless you're letting Baby stack for 70 turns, and even then, he's not doing that much damage, right? You guys have seen my Festival videos with Baby. He honestly doesn't do that much damage on his team. more of a defensive-oriented character. So, honestly, not the end of the world. Um, could it be better? I think so. I definitely think I would I have loved it to be better? Of course I would, right? But here we go. We get Super Saiyan in the AoE phase, and lucky us, the AoE is right over here in front here. So let's go ahead and let's do that number, that one, and then let's that. Perfect. So one thing I will note is built-up Broly is a bit of a challenge for Trunks. No denying that, right? Built-up Broly is a bit of a challenge for Trunks. I had thought he could handle it if he could get all of his supers, but it, obviously there's no guarantee that that's going to happen. Yeah, see, that's why I really don't like these setups for him. It just doesn't work, right? He can do so. We've seen him, right? We saw him on the showcase, right? He can do so much better offensively than that, but it's just like there's no good support here. Although Vegito is supporting him here. There's no good offensive support for him. No good links, right? The biggest problem with him is links. Here we go. But I mean, we're still doing decent, right? Like, yeah, we're doing 20 million, but we're doing 5 of those, right? So we're still doing 100 million damage right here, There we go. Perfect. And we get the dodge. There we go. All right, so we got our Vegito out. Don't think we're gonna kill here. Are we? I don't know how much. Yeah, okay. We're not gonna kill here. Okay, yeah. So I mean, the way I'm envisioning this, right, is we'll probably have a free turn of Broly, right, the opening turn, and which Trunks should be able to handle the normals on that turn. Obviously not the super since he can't dodge, right? That should be a given, right? It's like I feel like I shouldn't have to explain that to people. But I also feel like a lot of people seem to miss that. All right, let's grab that. So we got Gogeta. We'll try to pop that counter here. Go ahead and let's just pop the other Vegito. All right, so at least we can counter those AoEs. And let's grab that. So yeah, I feel like it should go without saying that Trunks is not going to do well in a phase that cancels dodge, but in a fight where you can actually on this team it's not so bad, right? Because we can protect him with Vegito. But just to be sure, I tried to set up this the turn here where at least we have one turn where we don't have Vegito to protect him, and we'll see how he does there on that opening turn. Most units don't do well against turn 2 and turn 3 Broly. Let's be real here. So turn 1 Broly definitely I think he should be able to handle. So go ahead. This is actually going to be a good turn because we've got Gogeta, right? We have his active, and then we'll have the blues active. Actually, this is going to be a really nice turn. Well, should we use? I guess that's the question. Should we use the blues? I don't know. Kind of scary. All right. Okay. So let's transform Gogeta. All right. Let's pop the active here. Wait. No. Oh, see, I was thinking pop the active so Goku and Vegeta can do more damage, but he changes AGL keys. Oh, we just messed that up. Ah, dang. Oh, man. We really screwed that up. All right. Okay, we're going to have to take that. So we're going to have to rely harder on the chances here. All right, let's flip him into Vegeta here. Let's pop that. So at least we get the added support bonus for him. There we go. 84 million. We'll take that. And then... Okay, not bad. 1.4 million. And then obviously going to go much, much higher now after that. Oh, yeah, we're putting Gogeta in front since he's got damn production. That'll help him out a lot, taking the super. Obviously, not put Trunks in front. I don't know why people would want to put Trunks in front. But I feel like that's like always the common thing. It's like, why didn't you put him in slot 1? Hey, we needed to see how much damage you can take in the super. It's like, I never understood that. I really didn't. Like, I don't understand the point in doing that. It's, he's going to die, right? We know the numbers of what Broly does. We know that Broly's super is something like, I think, rebuild up it 3.6 million, right? We don't have 3.6 million defense. We are going to die to that super. Like, it's just, I never really understood that, right? Dokkan is about knowing what your units are capable of, knowing what they can do, what they should be able to tank, and what they shouldn't. So 46 million, not bad. We definitely had it better on the showcase, but still not bad. And we're about to do 4 of these, maybe, if we're lucky 5. But there we go. Okay, we actually procced the second chance. I was a little worried we might not, since we didn't get the AGL key series. Remember, the AGL key series give us at least 1 guaranteed additional. There we go. Dang. Give us 1 more. Yeah, there we go. 50 million, right? So, I mean, in total right there, what did we just do? 140 million? $200 million? Yeah, actually, so I was a little low. Yeah, okay, I knew that was correct. So I was thinking in my head earlier when I was talking about how much damage he does, if he could break 200 million. He does break 200 million when he's built up here. Obviously, assuming the supported turn like this, but I mean, if you could set it up, why not? We've tested other units out like that before. Right, like this was the go-to strategy during the early 10-year meta was pop Gogeta and let him and whoever your attacking unit is do their thing. There we go, perfect. But yeah, I mean, like we literally just did 200 million with him this turn. That's not bad damage. That's good damage. 200 million is still good damage. There we go, perfect. Okay, and then next turn we just active city, I guess. Alrighty. Alright, so we got Vegeta's active, so at least we're protected for the turn. We don't have to worry about anybody else. But let's do that. Okay. Now I'm hoping to kill with the Dragon Fist. That would be too much to ask, wouldn't it? Oh, just barely. Come on. Now that's just rude. Alright, well, let's grab... I want to get 24 key. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and we'll get 8 with Gogeta. Awesome. And boom. Excellent. Okay, 83 million. I love it. And down goes. There we go. Broly taken down. Round 2 of this grand tour complete. Again, Trunks wasn't nearly as much of a problem as I expected here. Obviously, locking shenanigans in Phase 2 could pose a problem, but that's also, again, why you pay attention to where he's at in Phase 1, right? If you know you have the potential to get locked in Slot 1, don't float him. It seems like something so simple, but it's literally what people complained about to me in the lead up to this, right? Before I decided to go sort of radio silent on social media, people were like, don't you know he's going to get locked and die in Phase 2? I was like, well, not if you don't float him, right? I mean, you could kill turns 1 and 2 and then have him start in Slot 7, but I mean, that's not necessarily his fault. That can happen. But if it's within your control, then obviously it seems silly to put yourself in that position. And again, same goes for the super. I know that he can't take that super in the end. It makes zero sense to put him in front of it. The only real issue I think he has in this fight, right, because obviously you want to get him turn, is like if you get him into the final phase on turn, on the second phase, right? That's where you're probably going to have a problem, right? Because the way Broly builds, like he's just insane once he gets fully built up. Most units can't tank him after that. And as well, right, depending on the placement of the AoE in the third phase could also pose a problem. But he's still, at that point, you'll be transformed into Trunks, and you should have enough defense. You should be transformed into Super Saiyan. You should have enough defense to either tank it or at least you have the 50% chance to dodge. So there is that. So we're going to pause, and now we're going to come up into the next fight here. Alrighty, so we are loaded up into the Cataclysmic Giant Form Clash fight. Now, this fight, I don't think this is a good showcase fight for many units. There's so much silliness that can go on with this fight. Kind of a ridiculous fight, to be completely honest. But we're gonna do it. And we're gonna see what happens. So we're actually gonna focus down Fasha here, because for those that don't know, so again, this is where it comes. So I'm not gonna say this was the stage that people told me was gonna be bad, but I mean, some people did bring it up as a relevant fight, so I'm going to do it here. But just like every other fight up to this point, it's about understanding what your units are capable of and what you need to take down the boss. What are the bosses doing? So, and what do I mean by that, right? Want Trunks to be successful here, we need to take down Fasha, because Fasha is the one changing our orbs into bombs, right? By the way. And there's another one that's sealing us too. So you'll notice like AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is sealed right now. Come on, bro. Yeah, so you'll notice AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is sealed right now. And that's obviously because, I can't remember. One of them. Who seals? It's one of them. I think it's Borgos. I could be wrong. Or maybe it's Shugesh. One of them seals. But yeah, all right, so you can see we're focusing down Fasha because I just want to get rid of those orbs for safety. So this is, if I'm being completely honest, every other run. The Broly run, we did that one right off the bat, right? The Rose Moss took us 2 tries. Technically, first try on that team that we used with the hybrids. That was our first run with that hybrids team. There we go. Okay, Fasha's down. And out of all the other stages that we're going to come into, like we still got Tamagami and the hybrid stage. This stage was probably the hardest for this, right? And that's just because of all the shenanigans that are happening here in this fight. But you can see, right, how much clearer is the field for us now, right? Okay, no, it's not Shugesh. Oh, wait, that's not Shugesh. That's... Oh, that was Borgos. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, I was right. Okay, so it's Tora that does the sealing. I wasn't right at all. It's Tora who does the sealing. Okay, whatever. Okay, so we're probably not going to transform on this fight. I doubt we will, because Trunks is starting turn 2. This is probably going to be over before turn 6, so I doubt we're transforming. But yeah, like I said, like it's about knowing what the enemies are doing, and what you need to do it. So one of the things that really helps in this fight is characters who can attack and defense lower, as well as characters who do AoEs, right? Which there isn't much of on the teams that he is on. That work well in short fights, right? Tech Vegito's team, technically, you have access to the Brolys, but Trunks doesn't really, that's not really a good fight, a good setup for these fights. So, yeah. We're gonna rock this. There we go. We get another super 11 million. Now we're not getting the super attack defense support from the blues, so we gotta be careful with our dodges here. But yeah, out of all the fights, this one took me the longest. There's just so much that can go wrong here, like this super right here. But we do get the dodge because we have that 80% dodge. So there we go. Perfect. There we go. Excellent. Jesus, they just all decided to home in on him, huh? Okay, but we dodge all of them. Excellent. Perfect. And then we get... Oh yeah, this is working nice. So I brought Fizz Vegito. At least he's given a little bit of support to everybody by being on the third slot. And he should be able to tank the normals from the Great Apes. Yes, he can. Perfect. And then throw out some, just chip damage, right? Really is what we're looking for here. Chip damage. Perfect. Alrighty. Okay, so now since we got all the attacks in, right? We got Gogeta being able to drop the attack for everyone here. So think what I'm gonna do here. Yeah, okay, so let's focus down Tora so we can get rid of those seals, right? That's the thing we want to do now. Focus down Tora and get rid of those seals. And then we should have a pretty easy time taking down the rest of this. Oof. Okay, that's the 3. And then we got another one. Okay, come on. Come on. Jeez. Okay, what? Oof. Okay, well, at least we tanked that one. Jeez. Okay, so hopefully between them and Super Support Gogeta, we can actually take down Tora. All right. Okay, so the 4 is probably not going to take him down, so definitely going to need Gogeta to step it up here. But I love how the blues have just been getting sealed this entire fight. All right, 64 million on Gogeta. Excellent. All right. See, the funny thing is Bardock actually hits the hardest, and you would think you would want to take him down first, but right, you actually, as you can see here, the thing that helps Trunks the most is getting rid of all the shenanigans that are happening. So, for this, I mean, I guess that's true for all of the teams, right? But yeah. It is why Omega's team stomps this so easily, because he can just do it all at once with the amount of AoEs that are on his team. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, excellent. Okay, so not an ideal setup. But here's what I think we're gonna do. let's pop the active here. Yes, he didn't really attack, but I want to get the support off for Trunks because we're killing next turn no matter what. Like, we're not coming back to this turn. So even at 8 rate, we may as well just take the best advantage that we can. All right. So let's see. There we go. Got Gogeta's active. Is it enough to take down Bardock, though? Did? Yes, perfect. Okay, and now all we have to do is focus on Boros and Shugesh. Easy day. So, again, as I said, this is just another one of those fights that I don't really put too much stock in it. It's a real big gimmick fight, right? Like, Omega's shuts this fight down completely. But people brought it up as a relevant fight to knock down Trunks, so we got to do it. All right, so 44 million on the Blues. Kind of expected that, considering they didn't attack at all, but whatever. The point is, we are getting that defensive support for Trunks, which will help. Plus the Future Saga support from their active. Yeah, and I mean, that's the other thing with the Blues is like, yeah, the Blues support Trunks units. AGL Trunks isn't on Bond of Parent-Child, so he doesn't get the full buff from these guys, and that's kind of the silly thing here. Okay, here we go, 14 million, nice, and that's with the support from the Blues. All right, additional super for 15. And 50 million with the Gogeta, although we did expect that. And one code. Alright, and so now all we gotta do is finish off Shugesh. Are we gonna do it with Gogeta? I don't think so. I don't think so. Since our main attack, the focus on Boros, is probably not gonna do it. Oh, actually, we came pretty close. Actually, if that was a super, that might have done it. Alrighty. Well, okay. I guess we just Gogeta it up here. What? One more? Where's that active? Watch him survive. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, well, next one down. Okay. Cataclysmic Giant Form Clash. Round... What are we on? 3 now? Round 3 down. Perfect. Okay, so this is going a lot better than I expected. Kind of crazy to think about, right? Like, again, this one was probably the hardest run out of all that we've done. Main issue being, like, you know, we're dealing with a lot of attacks here, and while Trunks can build up that dodge, you're still flipping a lot of coins here, right? And so it can be difficult, and not just difficult for Trunks. You can see it, as you can see, like the 4s on their first appearance, who are usually pretty tanky, we're taking a lot from those supers. So kind of crazy what's happening here, and we're gonna see even more craziness in the next round against the Tamagami number 1. Alrighty, so Tamagami number 1 here, and boy, are things insane. Because as you know, this is probably Trunks' worst nightmare. A dodge canceling fight that stuns Seal. So this could be a potentially dangerous fight. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. Getting a successful Trunks run in this fight requires him starting on turn 1. Starts beyond turn 1, right? On turn 2, there's too much that can go wrong, especially with the AoEs. You also have to make sure that those AoEs aren't before he supers. If they are before he supers, unfortunately, it's over, right? that's how it is, right? It's a crappy fight. It's crappy for a lot of characters, right? I mean, as you can see, like, look, the blues can't get their dodge, and look how much they took there. Um, like, it's crappy for a lot of characters. So, like the Cataclysmic Giant form fight, I don't hold too much stock in this fight as for unit assessments. There's just so much that can go wrong here. Like, look at that. Like, even with our supers, we're still taking a lot here from the normals. It's just kind of ridiculous what this fight does, right? Yeah, it's not a good fight for Trump. It's not a good look for him either, because while we are type advantage, he's so strong. It's a very gimmick fight, designed to really, I almost feel like they designed it to push your buttons. I really do. But I mean, it's another fight I honestly feel like they just designed for you to use Omega and get through, because he's pretty much the only team. Well, I guess the demonic power team kind of handles it pretty well too. It seems like it actually, that's exactly what it's meant for. It's meant for Goma, this fight, right? Because while Goma will get sealed, he's still gonna stack the next turn, and then you giant form in on the next turn and just brutalize him. So, it's meant for Goma and Daima Goku. It really is. And most teams really struggle with this. Like GT Heroes, I've gotten the super clear with GT Heroes on this, and it's still a struggle. Okay, so we're gonna kind of cheese it here. We're gonna put Int Gogeta in front. We're banking on that counter. Now, it would have been nice if there were more normals in the first slot there. There we go. We do get the counter. It would have been nice if there were more normals in the first slot there, because then we would have been able to we would be able to lower his attack through Gogeta's active on the next turn. But that sounds about right for my RNG here. Normally there's like 500 normals for the guy in slot 1. Like, I mean, you just saw the last rotation, but we have a character who needs to get hit and suddenly none. Excellent. Okay, and then we get the blues here, who will get some attack lowering, which will help a lot. Excellent. Alrighty. Get an additional super. Alright, so now some more attack lowering, so that'll definitely help us out here. We do tank the normals post super, very nice. Now, just like with our superclass run that we did, right? We did bring AGL Vegito. AGL Vegito is actually very for this fight. Not only can he tank the normals pretty much all the way through, right? The little extra chip damage does help since we are type advantage here. So, excellent. Well, at least he's tanking the normals now. Perfect. Excellent. So now the question is, who's going to get sealed here? It is Gogeta. All right, so I guess we'll just chuck Gogeta in front then. Since he's sealed, we know he can tank the next hit, so we're just going to let him. Yeah, I'm just going to let him hang out in slot 1. Now, I do think, yeah, we're going to have to transform. Oh, wow, really? That up. All right, and then let's take that. So we are going to have to float Trunks. I don't think there's any other way to do this and still catch the win. So we're just going to. All right, so actually, honestly, even though we're not getting an attack buff or attack stack by attacking 18 key with Goku, the double attack lower is probably for the best for everyone here from Goku. There we go. Oof. Okay, that's not really good. Yeah, and then now we also don't have the added defensive support either, since we didn't get the 18 key. So this is definitely a rough fight, definitely a rough team. I've said this pretty much throughout the whole videos. I don't like this team for Trunks, but He doesn't have a team right now. I feel like they easy A'd him a week too early, honestly. They probably should have just waited till the part 2 dropped. And then maybe depending on how they handle the part 2 LR and the team that comes out of it, I feel like people might be more willing to accept what he's capable of if that was the case. But right now he's in an era that's hostile to him, and no good 220s. That's the biggest issue here. And the blues are sealed once again. Alright, so let's transform Gogeta here. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Alright, may as well... No. Which one should we do? Yeah, okay. Because it's the Tamagami fight, even though I would like the added support for Trunks, this is probably the best play. Just because now he can sit safely and dodge in the third slot. Or in the first slot. Oh, actually, no. We're going to put Gogeta in the first slot, right? There we go. Because he should be able... Hopefully he can counter here. There we go. Why didn't I switch him into Vegeta? Well, actually, no. Since we used Goku's active, it's probably for that. Really? He didn't counter. We're below 50%. He should... Isn't it an automatic counter when we're below 50%? That's bogus. Excellent. Okay, I mean, we're still doing some decent damage here, but that sucks. We lost a lot of damage because he didn't counter. Are we tanking? Yes, we're tanking. Excellent. All right, what about the blues, though? They dodge. Excellent. Yeah. Okay, so definitely the right call to do that active. No damage, though. Alrighty. Okay, these seals are starting to upset me. Seals are starting to upset me. These is not really working in our favor. Excellent. Alright, so yeah, we should... I think we'll do Vegeta for this. Right, so that way we get a little support for the next turn. Not a whole lot of damage, but okay. Yeah, I think this will work out. So let's grab that. Perfect. Yeah, actually, you know what? Silly me. We should have gone. We should have went with the Vegito active because then Gogeta could still attack here, but whatever. Alright, at least we double-digit tank. Might not kill here, actually. Alright, taking a little bit of damage there with Vegito, but that's okay. 50 million on the blues. Oh, we might not kill this turn. Actually, looking at how this is playing out, we might not kill this turn. Okay, additional super. Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, no, Vegeta's gonna do it. Another one where we don't get to transform, unfortunately. Dead. Okay, so, I mean, but we did expect that. We expected that the majority of these are all short events. We're probably not going to be able to see him transform. Now, had we left them on, we probably could have, right? Since we didn't end up being able to kill here, but I think overall it worked out in our favor, so. we go. There is round 4 done against the Mogami number 3. Another stage that I was told we wouldn't be able to work in. Now, of course, there are some caveats to that. Like I said, if he starts turn 2, things are a little rough. As long as he starts turn 1, you can be able to set him up for success, and even possibly transform him. Now, we didn't get him because loading him on this one, but we definitely could have put them on. So, all right, let's go ahead and let's load into the final round of this grand tour. All right, so we are loaded up here in the final round of this grand tour against the Hybrid Saiyan Supreme Magnificent Battle. Another stage that I was told guys Trunks wouldn't be able to handle. And this one more so than the other. I wanted to show a little something that works really well for this fight. So this is we're doing the Blues team again. Not that I really enjoy this team, but I do think it is probably the best one. So I need to set up something here. So in order to set this up correctly, we are going to have to float Trunks for this one. Now, like the other ones, like the Rose Moss fight, while this one will be easier to manage, we do still have to worry about AoE starting from turn 2. So that can pose a problem for an untransformed Trunks, which is why we are floating him, right? We know that we're going to have to deal with that. It is best that we float him until we can get rid of the AoE, right? Again, it's about knowing how to play the game. There we go. All right, Gogeta putting in some work here. And actually, I think once again, we don't have his full GT hero set up either. Excellent. All right, and then we get another super. There we go. And the Blues do tank the normals. But now I'm actually kind of curious here whether or not Trunks can tank the normals from Goten and Trunks on the turn 1. I am actually kind of curious if he can, because their normals actually hit kind of hard. Yeah, like 1.1 million, which actually, yeah, so he should be able to tank this depending on how many supers we got. But we can also dodge them too. That's the other thing, right? It's only Gohan that canceled its dodge here. Oh, okay, and we do get the dodge. Very nice. Okay. Not. I think yeah, okay, I think this is the setup we gotta do. Let's do that. Let's grab that with Golden Frieza. We'll grab that with Gogeta. Perfect. Alright, now the Blues should be able to tank turn 2. Beyond turn 2, I don't think they can tank Gohan, but turn 2 we should be fine still. Yep, 250. Alright, and then now we get some attack raises. Excellent. There we go. Alright, not really a fan of the amount of attacks that are coming towards Gogeta here, right? Because we do want to get him built up, and it could definitely be a lot better, but yeah, we just got to live with it. We're playing how we're playing here, focusing down the brats, and I think next turn will be a little bit easier, right? As long as we can survive this turn 3, right? We can transform Gogeta on the next turn, and it should work all right. Perfect. Okay. Now, here. We can use the Dragon Fists, which I think I'm gonna do. So, I mean, obviously, that's not ideal, but I think we need to get the brats gone, like, as soon as we can. So, it should do the trick. Look at us close. Right between the attacks from Gogeta and from the blues, this should do the trick. Ooh. Oh, perfect. Oh no, no, he doesn't get a rainbow orb. Ooh, I hope that's enough for him to live the normals. Okay, there goes that. There goes Gohan Super. And there's the brats, yeah. And that's the nice thing is like their supers are scripted, so we knew they would super there. We knew Gogeta would be able to tank it. Beautiful. Okay. So yeah, Gogeta's definitely gonna drop them, which make this nice. Excellent. And then now we can start working Gohan. Perfect. Now my only concern is we just lost one of our major actives here. We lost one of our major actives here, so that's obviously a problem. There we go. Almost done. All right, so we did bring Gohan. I'm kind of regretting bringing him now, because the whole point was just to allow him to give some extra orbs to Gogeta, but I don't think we're even going to get the opportunity for them to help each other at the rate this is going. Alrighty, so there we go. Yeah, so we had to float Trunks here. I'm not really a fan of doing that, but... Alright, here we go. Alright, let's do that. Not as many orbs as I'd like, but... Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, never mind. I was just like, oh wait, he transforms all the orbs. Totally forgot about that. Okay, so actually that was gonna be really good. Here, and then Trunks just floating off in the third slot once again, which is fine. It's the nature of how this fight played out. This is what we had to do. I guess we could have left him on with the blues, I guess. Maybe that would have worked a little bit better. There we go. Okay, wow. We are not touching this Gohan at all. All right, 52 million. Very nice. Excellent. Oh, wow. We are barely putting a dent in this guy. We might actually be able to transform. Even though we're floating this Trunks at the rate we're going. We are not doing damage to this guy at all. What is this, like 6 supers, and we barely cracked, a third of his HP? Jeez. Yeah, I mean, at this rate, we might actually be able to transform Trunks in 2 turns. Holy crap. Alright, so not looking so great offensively, but we did get 256% defensive support because we got all of the orbs with Gogeta, so there is that. Alright, nice. Additional normal. Alright, and which means this next one should be a super. Yep, there it is. Perfect. And there we go, one more. So yeah, you know, honestly thinking back on it, maybe we should have left them on. Maybe we should have left Trunks on. Just so we can guarantee the transformation. Oh, okay. So we actually get... There we go. Okay, so I think we're going to continue with the same plan of using Vegeto's active. That way we can put him top 1. That might be the play here. Yeah, do that. Not going to do a whole lot of damage. There we go, 80 million. Could have at least given us a crit, right? No, that would have made this too easy. Okay. Grab that. Perfect. Alright, let's grab that. And then we might as well use Gogeta's active. It's not going to do anything, but since we're here, we might as well do it. And really? The whole point of the active was so you could... Jeez, so at least he dodged the super. Excellent. Okay. And then another one. Wow, we are barely denting this guy. What is going on here? Alright, 47 mil on Gogeta. And you see what I was talking about feeling like we wasted that. But it is what it is. 58 million. 35, okay. Alright, well, we are getting some. And oof, okay. Now 41 million with no links active, that's crazy. Are we not going to get to see Trunks in the final turn? Because Gogeta without links is actually doing a little bit of damage here. Maybe we'll see. I mean, the next turn isn't exactly a high damage turn, so maybe not. Alright, let's see here. Okay, so we should still be able to dodge here with him. Okay. Oof. Oh, wow. Bad orb. Bad orbs. No! Ah, dude, I keep messing up these actives, right? Gohan's active changes orbs. We could have given Gogeta some orbs. Oh, man, no. We messed that up. Okay, whatever. We got all the attacks here in slot 1. That's crazy. I've never seen that happen. Okay, can you guys, like, give us a crit piece so we can finish this? Well, you know what? Actually, not grabbing the orbs with Gogeta is probably good, because now, hey, that thing I wanted where we can transform Trunks is actually going to happen. And in the final round, no less. That's actually good. I would appreciate that. Yeah, okay. We'll just take this. There we go. All right, Gohan not going to do a whole lot here. I mean, I guess we probably could have threw in the boys, but they wouldn't do a whole lot. There's like no other youth members of this team, so. Excellent. We get one more. There we go. 3 supers. Perfect. Oh, we actually got the 4. Excellent. Hey, we get our transformation. It only took 14 minutes, but we got it. Honestly, we could have left him on the last rotation and we would have been fine. There we go. And we actually get the AGL orbs this time, right? No mess ups like in the Broly one. Okay, so we'll grab that. And let's do it. Let's call this. This is the final run. Can we survive a turn 7 Gohan? I'm pretty sure we can. All right, we get an additional super with the blues. Doesn't look like they're going to kill. They are doing like no damage whatsoever. There we go. They didn't kill, and which means we get a final turn with our boy Trunks. Not the greatest setup, especially since we didn't use any actives to support him, like Vegeta, or even Vegeta Blue. We didn't use their actives, right? We used Vegito active, which isn't supporting. Come on, give us the KO screen. Come on, give us the KO screen. Give us the KO screen. No. Oh, that is so sad. Okay, well, I guess not, because now we get to see here, it worked out, because now you guys get to see that, hey, he lives turn 7 Gohan's normals post-super, which is crazy, because turn 7 Gohan is a monster. There we go. And there goes the attack, and finishes him off, right? Because turn 7 Gohan, right, he's got 600% attack, right? And, like, yeah, that's kind of crazy. And he lived. So there you go, guys. There is the Grand Tour. We took down all major fights, right? Especially all the ones that were specifically cited as problems for Trunks, right? We did Rose Masu in the special battle. We did the Cataclysmic Giant form clash. We did the Broly. We did the Tamagami #1, and now the Hybrid Saiyans. All stages that, you know, I was told Trunks would struggle in. And I'm not going to pretend like there isn't a struggle here. Like, he doesn't have the drawbacks. As I mentioned before, AoEs are a very big weakness of his in the early phases. He is definitely designed for medium to long content where you know you'll be able to transform him turn 5 or 6 and utilize him to his best effectiveness, right? So short fights like special battle don't really work in favor. Same with the Tamagami stage. But, right, the writing is on the wall for this character. We know there's a 220% coming within the week, and he's likely to be on that team and be getting tons of support with it if it's like any other 220% team that we've gotten that is a non-Fusion Fighters team. So I think he could be doing well. I think there's a lot of potential for him. Again, is he the best EZA TUR? Not by a long shot. In fact, I mean, I don't like rating 1 to 10, but if I had to, he probably would make it towards the bottom end of that. He's not that bad. That is what I wanted to show throughout this entire showcase, is that, yes, he has some drawbacks. Yes, I believe he could have been better, but no, it's not that bad. And realizing that Dokkan is a team game. Build your team appropriately to counteract those weaknesses and deal with the things that hurt him the most with fights, and you're golden. And we even did that mostly with less than ideal teams for him. I don't like any of his teams. The hybrids team is the best for him, but he brings down the rest of the hybrids by being there, which isn't a bad thing, right? Again, we know a new team is coming from soon, and he's going to do very well on team. So guys, that is it for the video. That is the Grand Tour, every major hard boss in Dokkan Battle with the AGL Trunks. We make this look easy. If you guys liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and the comments down below. Let us know what you guys think of the Trunks Showcase. We will tackle more difficult long events in the next one to include Festival of Battles. So make sure you stay tuned for that and let us know, compared to what you had seen previously or compared to what you had read previously, how did Trunks perform here according to your expectation? Let us know in the comments down. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching and aloha.